move on to our another part that we want to cover, which is what is the role of us as people success professionals in ensuring that both the manager and the employee are batting for a common win, right? Like Sumit rightly said, it should be it's not his PIP. I would say it's our PIP together. The people success person, the manager, and the person in it are together. All three of us have to work together. And the role of people success is to ensure that there's a right balance between the employee and the manager, right? Both of them should be putting in the due effort that's needed. So firstly, there should be effective communication to the employee as well as to the manager throughout the process, right? Both before, during, and after the process, there should be effective communication. And as people success professionals, it's our job to ensure that. And when I say effectively communicate, I mean in writing and when you're communicating orally, both, right? It can't be one thing in writing and something else orally. Second, ensuring that the manager is very, very well coached on the PIP process itself, help them understand how they can handle the employee in a very sensitive way. It is a tough time. It's not an easy time for the employee. It's your job to put in your best effort as a manager as much as it is the employee's job to put in their best effort to retain their job. Third, absolutely crucial is to maintain the psychological safety of the employee and reassure them that they are not going to be kicked out if and only if they are putting their best foot forward at this time. This is the time to buck up. This is the time to bring out the best in yourself. But most importantly, like Sumit said, the manager should give the reassurance that I'm here to support you. I'm going to help you throughout the process. I'm going to handhold you wherever necessary. I am going to tell you where you're going wrong and where you're going right. All of these are extremely important during the PIP process. And this is people success's job to keep reminding the employee and the manager about this. Fourth, ensure clarity and fairness in the goals that have been set. Like Darshana said, if you say somebody's presentation is not good, what is the goal you want them to achieve? Do you want them to have more animations in it? Do you want them to start communicating better when they're training? Do you want them to add more activities? It should be as specific as that. And the success criteria for the end of a successful PIP should be very clearly defined. And the weekly check-ins cadence should also be followed thoroughly. Both these are essential by the manager and by the employee to ensure a successful PIP. Fifth, gather feedback from both parties, both the manager, the employee, as well as from peers and clients, right? Wherever possible. Because understand that sometimes there could be a certain bias in the way managers have said certain things. It may not be necessary that, like she said, maybe the employee perceives he is doing or she is doing a great job. The manager perceives it's not the case. Maybe the perception is aligning either with what the manager or with what the employee said, or it's somewhere in the middle, right? Need not be the case that only one of them is correct. There might be a third, fourth, fifth perspective which you're missing out. So get the holistic perspective to understand what is it that is really happening, right? To find out the truth. Sixth, proper documentation at all stages. And this is the responsibility of the people success. I at Fractal have followed up so much at Suke also to ensure that this is written documentation, because there is no point. And if the written documentation is not there, it becomes a he said, she said, right? And then it can go on and on with no clarity for anybody. As early as possible, you should ensure that people success is in the loop and ensure that the employee is getting the clarity and the manager has the clarity of where they are going to head, when they are going to head, and how they are going to move forward. Last and final point, absolutely crucial, which I think Darshana, in fact, has done a phenomenal job of at Squadstack. Every small win should be encouraged, right? For the employee when they're putting in that effort. I think Sumit also put it beautifully, right? When the manager observes and tells the employee, hey, during the PIP especially, or from the start itself, that, hey, listen, I saw you make this effort. I really appreciate it. It goes a long way in just cheering up the employee and just getting them, right? It's literally like a black hole for the employee, right? Without knowing how it's going to go. Every small encouragement matters to the employee, and every small encouragement is like giving them an extra support, right? And that is people success and managers' job to ensure that that happens. And if it's not happening, it's people's success jobs to point out that, listen, hey, have you noticed something that's going well? Please point out. There are small wins. Appreciate it. Point out, because it matters so much to the employee at this point in time. They are probably at their worst points, worst lows. you can help them get a high. You can help them feel better. They will start performing better. Your emotions are so connected with how you perform. If you're not feeling great, it's impossible for anybody, right? Take a cricketer, any profession, an actor, a cricketer, a musician, you can't do well if you're not feeling well. So these things are extremely important, and these all should be taken into account by the people success team when you are a part of a PIP process, and ensuring that the PIP in itself becomes successful.